Hi everyone, welcome to today's session. So the reason why we are having today's session is to try to discuss how to basically go ahead and invest in small case as a product. So generally, when we talk about small cases, one of the most frequently asked questions from users is about how to exactly start the investing journey. Where do I log in? Where do I basically track my details? How do I invest in a small case? How do I select the small case? And once I invest, if I intend to invest more in that particular small case, how do I do so? Apart from that, how do I set up my SIP? How do I edit my SIP in case I want to edit it on a future date? How to maybe stop my SIP but keep the holdings intact, and also how to exit a small case. So these kind of questions are the common set of questions that we will get both from our desktop users as well as from our mobile app users. So in this session, what we will be trying to do is take a very deep look at how to go about understanding all these features and how to go about executing them using our own Kotak Securities trading and demat account. So that is going to be the agenda of this particular session. So for the set of users who have any sorts of queries whatsoever, you can feel free to post it. And as soon as we are able to see the questions, maybe at the end of the session, I'll be taking up questions from all of you. You can not only ask me questions related to today's particular topic, you can ask me any small case related query, and we'll be able to take it up at the end of the session. So that is how you can keep the questions ready as and when you deem fit. Now, what I will do is basically take you on the small case screen, and we'll be able to see how to basically go ahead and invest in the small case of our choice. So now I hope that my screen is visible to all of you. So I am on Kotak Securities homepage. So what is it that we as users have to do to start our investment journey? The first thing that we need to do is head over to kotaksecurities.com. So once we are on this particular homepage, what we have to do is head over to the products section. Under products, you'll be able to see asset classes here, trading tools here, account types here, and value added features here. So small cases are also referred to as stock baskets on the Kotak platform. So you will be able to see stock basket listed over here, and in brackets, you'll find the word small case mentioned. So in order to view all the small case portfolios available on the Kotak platform, what you have to do is first click on the stock basket option. Now you will be redirected to smallcase.kotaksecurities.com. So over here, you can browse and take a look at all the small case portfolios available via which you can start your investment journey. So before we actually take a look at how we can go about navigating through the platform and how we can go about executing the orders, I'd like to take 2 minutes to explain what a small case is in general. So small cases are nothing but direct equity portfolios. So for example, I'm going to take the example of a portfolio called as Kuber Basket. So I'll tell you how the page layout is made so that all of you can understand it quickly. So the name of the small case or the portfolio will be mentioned on top over here. Who is managing the small case, that is the SEBI registered advisor's name, will be mentioned over here. In this case, what we can assume is that the basket has been designed by the research team at Kotak Securities. Now, what this basket does in one single line will be mentioned here. So here it says it's a basket of high dividend stocks. And now when we scroll down, you are able to see the overview section, and you'll be able to find a detailed write-up about that particular small case. So by reading the about the small case section, you will basically be able to understand whether the small case portfolio is meant for you or not meant for you. And if not, you can move on and explore the next particular small case. So every small case gets designed with its own philosophy. You will basically be able to read the philosophy right over here. And when you scroll down even more, you will be able to see the performance metric of every small case. So you are able to see two lines on the screen right now, a blue line and a yellow or orangish line. So the blue line basically shows you the portfolio's performance, that is this specific portfolio's performance, and the yellow line will display the performance of its respective benchmark index. For example, Kuber Basket is a large cap portfolio. So over here, the comparison is being done with the large cap index. And we are able to basically see to what extent Kuber Basket has performed as compared to the index. So this is the maximum performance. If you need the latest 2 years performance, you can click on the 2 year option here. The latest 1 year performance, you can click on the 1 year option here, and basically try to understand how this portfolio has fared in different market conditions. If you wish to figure out the SIP performance, you can also click on the SIP option given here. Apart from that, you will also find the CAGR details given over here, and you will also be able to find the minimum investment amount mentioned here, which will differ portfolio to portfolio. So now, once we have basically come down to this page, the next step that we are supposed to follow is to basically log into the platform. So how do we do that? We usually use our own securities account credentials to log into the platform. Now, you can see Discover mentioned here. You can see Create mentioned here. You can see Watchlist mentioned here. And you are able to see the login button mentioned here along with the Kotak Securities logo. So now, in order to log in, the first step that we need to do is to click the login button here. Now, once you click the login button, you will be redirected and you will be asked to input your credentials. That is your user ID, your password, and your access code. So once you enter that, you will be able to log in to this particular screen. So over here, you can see the name of the account that has been logged in, and you'll be able to see all the other credentials over here. And now the similar screen will be displayed where we had explored all the small case baskets that are available. Now, how do we basically start our investing journey, and how do we basically see which basket is right for us before doing that? So the first thing that we need to understand about small cases is that there are a variety of different baskets available, and not all baskets will fit our requirement. We need to figure out which basket is meant for us as per our investing criteria, or as per our I would say philosophy. So everyone has a different philosophy. For example, you might like for example, something like a diversified investment. Some people might like momentum based investing. Some people might like for example, dividend based investing, and so on. So the types of small cases available is quite varied on the platform. So what you have to do is basically go through and explore all the baskets that are available out there. So we have almost, I guess, more than 10 plus strategies available on the platform. You will have to explore which strategy it is that you like investing in. And accordingly, you will have to figure out how to start your investment journey over there. So what we are going to do right now is try to invest in any one small case of our choice, and we'll see how the process works. So allow me to share my screen. I hope that my screen is visible to all of you right now. So right now I am on smallcase.kotaksecurities.com, the page that we were redirected to from the home page. So over here, you'll find the discover option, and you can click on all small cases to find the list of all the small cases via which we can start our investment journey. Now, let us say that I have a particular small case in mind. For example, let us say that I like a portfolio called growth and income. Now, this is a portfolio which is a small cap portfolio, which is designed using something called as the Kevin Matras criteria, which you can find over here. And you'll find the minimum ticket size in order to start your investment journey mentioned over here. So one thing that we need to know before we start our investment journey is that the minimum investment amount that is different for each and every small case is available in our Kotak Securities account. So if these funds are available, then we can start our investment journey. If these funds are unavailable in our securities account, we need to make sure that we have to transfer that capital or those funds from our registered or linked bank account to our Kotak Securities account. So what happens over here is that the money gets debited from the Kotak Securities account, and the small case or the set of stocks are now credited to your Kotak Securities account. And all these stocks that are a part of the small case will be available in your securities account directly. I hope that all of this is clear to all the investors who are present today. So now, in order to start my investment journey, what I'm going to do is click on the Invest Now button here. So once I click on the Invest Now button, I will be given two options: either to start my investment journey with a monthly SIP, or to start my investment journey as a one-time investment. If we want to try out the small case, or if we want to invest a lump sum amount in a single shot, then the preferred mode should be a one-time investment. If we want to consistently invest in any small case, then we can go for the systematic investment plan, which is the monthly SIP. But it is not necessary that you will have to start your SIP from the very beginning itself. You can make a one-time investment, and post that, you can also set up your SIP. We'll be showing you the step-by-step process shortly. So now, once you click on the one-time option, the minimum investment amount which is required to start your SIP or to start your investment journey will be mentioned right over here. In order to proceed, what you will have to do is click on the confirm amount option. Now, there is a provision to change this amount also. In case you wish to edit this to a higher amount, that is possible, but you cannot decrease it less than the minimum investment amount. So let us say that I wish to invest approximately, for example, 45,000 rupees in this portfolio. So what I'm going to do is click on 45,000 over here, and I'm going to click on confirm amount. Now, when I click on confirm amount, you will be able to notice that the 45,000 rupees that I had selected got decreased to 43,093. Now, the reason why this is happening is the system is deciding the best possible amount nearest to 45,000, which can be allocated equally well or proportionately well into this particular portfolio. So the nearest amount to 45,000, which can be allocated proportionately well, is approximately 43,093 rupees. Now, once this is done, what you can do is scroll down and take a look at all the stocks that you will be purchasing as a part of this particular transaction. The system will also notify the current market price that you're going to purchase it at, and the system will also show the weightage of that particular stock in the portfolio. So you can see that Transport Corporation of India has a weightage of 7.7%, M&M has a weightage of 7.53%, and then as and when you scroll down, you'll be able to see that Polyplex has a weightage of 5.3%, Craftsman has a weightage of 5.09%. And you will be able to see the quantities of stocks that are also being purchased. For example, Transport Corporation of India, we are picking up 5 quantities in our trading and demat account. M&M, we are purchasing 3 quantity into our securities account. And you will be also able to see the type of order that is going to be placed, which is the buy order. So now, once we are done with this, what we are supposed to do is click on the invest now button. Once you click on the invest now button, you can click on confirm orders. So when you click on confirm orders, what is happening right now is that this order is being, or these set of orders are being placed in your Kotak Securities account directly. So you are the owner of all the securities or the stocks or ETFs that are a part of this particular portfolio. So now, as you can see on the screen, you can see something called all orders have been filled, and you can see 15 out of 15 filled. What this basically means is that 15 stocks which were a part of the growth and income portfolio has now been picked up in your trading and demat account, and now these securities have basically come to you in your own account. So in order to see your investments, what you have to do is click on the see investments tab over here. So when you click on see investments, you will be able to see growth and income mentioned under your satellite investments. So now if you click on growth and income, basically you're able to see all the set of stocks that we purchased, the current market price of all these stocks, the average price at which we bought it, the returns percentage wise, and the weightage of each particular stock that was purchased, and the shares that have been purchased. Now, this is how you start your investment journey with a small case of your choice. So it could be any small case like growth and income or Kuber basket or any small case of your choice. Now, once you have done this, what are the other set of things, or how can you experiment with your portfolio? So let us say, for example, you invested in growth and income, but when you scroll down, you don't like one or two of these stocks which are a part of your portfolio. Now, how do you remove it, or how do you edit it? Or let us say to the same basket, you want to invest in any other stock of your choice. How do we go about doing that? So next to small case constituents, you see something called as export, and you can see something called as manage. So now, if you wish to edit your portfolio, then you can click on the manage button. So when you click on the manage button, all the set of stocks opens up, and you will be able to see the number of shares that you hold for each and every one of these stocks. For example, in CSE, we have 42 quantity. In Coromandel, we have 3 quantities. In Granules, we have 11 shares. In Color, we have 3 shares, and so on. And the total quantity will be mentioned here. Now, let us say, for example, I want to remove Coromandel and I want to remove JK Lakshmi Cement. I'm taking random stocks here. So in case I wish to do that, what I can do is come to Coromandel International, and I can click on the minus button here. So when I click on minus button, the 3 quantity gets reduced to 2 quantity. Now I'm going to click the minus button again, reduce it to 1 quantity, and now click it again till it becomes 0. So what I am trying to tell is that I do not want to own any shares of Coromandel International to the system. So basically, it's what I'm trying to say is that I want to own zero shares of Coromandel. And you can see the change here where it has become -3. Similarly, I'll come to JK Lakshmi Cement, click on the minus button, make it 0, which means that I do not want to own any shares of JK Lakshmi. Now, let us say that I want to increase my position in Tata Steel because I like Tata Steel as a company. Now, what I have to do is similarly head over to Tata Steel and I can click on the plus buttons over here. And you will be able to see that I am able to seamlessly increase my holding in that particular company. Now, what I have to do is scroll down and click on confirm changes. When I click on confirm changes, the system is taking a confirmation about what it wants to execute. For example, it tells me that it wants to sell 3 shares of Coromandel, which was my intention. JK Lakshmi, it says that it is going to sell 7 quantities, which is what I had explained to the system. Now, similarly, Tata Steel, we are buying 3 quantities. So now what I have to do is click on manage small case and click on confirm orders. So once I do this, all these respective orders, be it sell orders or buy orders, will be placed simultaneously and at the same point of time. And you will have to wait for about 7 to 8 seconds for the orders to get executed. So now you can see that all the orders have been filled, which means that all the changes that we wanted to make in the portfolio has been executed successfully. So now what I can do is click on see investments, scroll down and click on my small case. So over here, you will be able to see that we have managed to remove the 2 stocks that were a part of this particular portfolio. And we have managed to increase our holding from 3 to 6 in Tata Steel. So now this is how, even though you're investing in a portfolio, when you're investing in a small case, you are able to have complete control over your portfolio and you can change the constituents, you can add stocks, you can remove stocks, and basically modify the portfolio as per your requirement. So now let us say that we have invested in a small case like growth and income. Now what we need to do next is basically click on or basically try to explore all the other features available. For example, let us say you've made your first investment in any small case, and down the line, maybe 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line, you feel like adding to your portfolio because either the strategy is performing well or the markets have corrected, and you see this as a very good opportunity to buy more into that particular small case. In case you wish to do this, what you can do is head over to the invest more section. So when you click on invest more, the minimum ticket size to invest more in that particular basket will be mentioned over here. So you can see that in order to invest more, the predetermined amount has been mentioned here. And you will also be able to see the minimum investment amount to invest more mentioned here.
Hello everyone. Due to technical issues, we are facing some problems. Kindly hold on for a few minutes. The speaker will be joining soon.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the interruption. I got logged out because of a technical issue. So hopefully, all of you will be able to see my screen shortly. Sure. I hope that my screen is visible to all of you. So we were on this particular page, that is growth in income, and we were checking out how to invest more in the small case of our choice. So in order to start our investment journey or invest more in the particular small case, what we can do, as we had discussed, is click on the invest more option, and basically the recommended investment amount and the minimum investment amount will be displayed here. If we wish to proceed with the recommended investment amount, we can click on the confirm amount option. If we wish to proceed with the minimum investment amount, we can edit that to the minimum investment amount option. And then once we click on the confirm amount, what the system will show is basically the list of constituents, the current market price, the weightages, and the order types right over here. And now we can click on invest more and confirm orders. So when we do this, all the orders or all the set of stocks, for all the set of stocks, the orders will be placed immediately. Now, kindly note that if you have modified the portfolio in some way, and if you have informed the system that you wish to exit out of two stocks, which we did previously, then when you invest more in those in those set of stocks which we have managed to exit out of the portfolio, we will not be placing a buy order again. So if we have removed two stocks from our portfolio and if we try to invest more, we will not be able to invest in those two set of stocks because the system intelligently understands that you do not want to participate in those stocks. So now what we can do is again click on see investments, scroll down, click on the small case of our choice, and we'll be able to see the current value of our investment here. Now let us say that we wish to start an SIP in the small case of our choice. How do we go about doing that? So you see the invest more button here, and when you scroll down, you'll be able to see the more actions button here, and you will be able to see something called start SIP over here. So if we wish to start our SIP, what you need to do is click on start SIP. So when you click on start SIP, you will be displayed, or the system will display three options to you: the SIP date, the frequency, and the installment amount. So if you wish to start your SIP date on the same day will be selected by default. If you wish to start your SIP on a future day, you can select the future day. For example, all of us can try to select the salary day because or the last day of every month, if that is your salary day, because it will be more convenient for us, or you can choose any date of your choice. So once you click on, or once you select the start date of your SIP, what you can do is head over to the second option where you will be able to select the frequency of your SIP. So on small cases, you can, for many of the portfolios, you can start your small case SIP on a weekly basis, on a fortnightly basis, which means once in 2 weeks, on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, and so on. So I'm going to leave this at monthly, and please note that the frequency options can change depending on the small case. For some small cases, only the monthly and quarterly option could be available. For some small cases, the weekly and monthly options could be available. But again, for most of the small cases, all these four options will be available. So now we can also take a look at the minimum installment amount. And if we are comfortable with that, we can click on review orders, and then we can click on start SIP and continue. So by doing so, we have managed to successfully start our SIP, and we'll be able to basically start our investment journey through a systematic plan. Now let us say that you've started your SIP and you have completed 2 months or 3 months of your SIP, and for the time being you want to edit your SIP to maybe a higher amount, or you want to change the date of your SIP. How do we go about doing that? You come to the same page under investments, and then you click on the edit auto SIP option, which is available under more actions. So here, when we click on edit auto SIP, you will basically be able to change the dates of the SIP. For example, if I want to postpone it to a future date, or if I want to make my SIP date as the 15th of every month, I can click on the 15 option here, and I'm also allowed to edit the SIP frequency. So here you can see that the monthly is active. If I want to change it, I can change it, and then I can even edit the SIP amount. Once I do that, I can click on review orders, save SIP, and continue, and my SIP a date has been changed. So you can see here that your monthly SIP installment will next be placed on July 15th, 2022. So this is how you basically can change your SIP or edit your SIP. Now, the third most common question that we get from users is, I've started my SIP from the past 4 months or 5 months, Now, how do I end my SIP? I want to keep the portfolio intact. I've invested enough in a single portfolio. I want to move on to another portfolio and I want to stop my SIP here. How do I do that? So in such cases, again, you can head over to the Edit Auto SIP option. So once you click on Edit Auto SIP, you will find the End SIP option available right over here. So if you wish to end your SIP, you can click on the red End SIP button and then you can click on End SIP. So once you do that, you can click on Continue and then you will be able to notice that the SIP has stopped and there are no active SIPs which are being displayed here, which means that we had started our SIP in growth and income and we managed to successfully end our SIP also. Now, how do we go about exiting a small case? So, for example, let us say that you invested in the small case today, and over a period of time, maybe 6 months later or 1 year later, you want to liquidate your portfolio. How do you go about doing that? So, what you have to do is basically come to investments, scroll down, click on the small case of your choice, scroll down, and you will be able to find the exit small case button available under more actions. So, in order to proceed, what you can do is click on the exit small case option and you will be given two options. The system will give you two options: either exit the small case partially or exit the small case as a whole. Now, if you have made only a one time minimum investment in the small case, then you will not be able to exit the small case partially because you have only invested the minimum ticket size. But for this small case, we managed to invest in this small case twice using the invest more option. So in this case, we have the flexibility to either to either exit the small case partially or exit the small case as a whole. If you want to exit the small case only for a little amount, what you can do is come to the partial exit section, select the amount that you wish to exit out of. You can confirm that. You can click on exit small case and exit out of it. If you wish to exit out of the whole small case, you can click on the whole small case, take a look at all the orders that will be placed. You can head over to the exit small case button and click on confirm orders. So once you do this, you will be able to see that sell orders will be placed at the current market price from your portfolio, that is growth and income, for all the set of stocks, and the portfolio in its entirety will be sold off from this particular basket. So now you can see 13 out of 13 orders have been filled and we have managed to exit out of this particular small case and we no longer hold it. Now, one of the common questions that we are going to get is, if I manage to exit out of my small case, what are the set of, or what is the lock-in period that I'm going to have? So Smallcase is a brilliant platform where no small case has a lock-in period. So if you enter a small case or if you invest in a portfolio today, you will be able to exit out of the portfolio on any date of your choice. So as soon as today, you will be able to exit out of it. One more question that we generally get is, if the markets are closed, or for example, let us say that you wish to start your investment journey on a Saturday or a Sunday, how do you go about doing that? Because since the markets are not open, how are the orders going to get placed? So in such cases, what happens is you can start your journey, but all the orders will be placed as pending orders. So when the markets open on the next day at 9:15 on a working day, so at 9:15, whatever is the set of prices available, it will get executed for those set of prices on that particular day. So all the orders will be placed as pending orders till that time. So you can still invest or you can still start your journey even during a market holiday or off market hours. So this is how you basically go ahead and start your investment journey in a small case. This is how you set up SIPs, edit SIPs, manage your own portfolio, change the constituents of your own portfolio, and do everything that is related to how you want to go about building your portfolio. So there are many users who prefer making a one time investment. There are many users, for example, who wish to start their investment journey with an SIP and an SIP only. So you will have to decide how you want to go about doing that. Now, what I'm going to do is basically share a mobile app walkthrough presentation also with you. So I hope that my screen will be visible to all of you, where you can see the Kotak mobile app walkthrough. So now what you can see is the Kotak Securities mobile app opening page. So when you click on your KSL mobile app, this is the first screen that you can see where you will be asked to input your user ID. Once you input your user ID, what you're supposed to do is click on the next button, input your password, and then input your access code. So first you will have to generate your access code, and a 4-digit access code will be generated, which is valid for that particular day, which will be sent over to you. So once you get this access code, you can input the access code over here. And as soon as you input your access code, the screen will move on to this particular dashboard. So now you can see watch list mentioned here on the bottom. And if you scroll down to the right side, you will see the more option enabled. So once you click on the more option, this is the particular page that will be available to you. So the first thing that you can see is the news section. When you come down, you'll find the trading section. And when you come down even more, you will find core investments. And under core investments, you can see the small case logo, which is the second logo. So once you click on small case logo over there, you will be redirected automatically. And you will find this particular page that is almost done page for about 2 to 3 seconds till you're being redirected. And once you're redirected, you will land upon this page, which will say discover. And over here, you can see the outperforming small case. And below that, you will see something called see all small cases. Basically, the first thing that we have to do in order to check all the portfolios available is click on the see all small cases button. So when we click on see all small cases, all the set of small cases that are a part of this portfolio will be visible over here. So this is a scrollable page where you can scroll continuously and take a look at all the small cases that are available. Now, let us say you have decided on which small case you want. When you click on that particular small case, any small case of your choice, you will be landing on this particular page. For example, now I have clicked on equity and gold. And now the system shows you the same format that was available on the desktop version. That is the name of the small case, who has curated that particular small case, what is the minimum ticket size, and the overview section. When you scroll down, you will be able to see the performance section also. Now, on the bottom, you will be able to see a green color invest now button. In order to start your journey through a mobile, what you have to do is click on the invest now button. When you click on invest now, again, the system is going to give you two options. Either start your journey through a monthly SIP or make a one-time investment. If you wish to start a monthly SIP, proceed with this. If you wish to make a one-time investment, click on the one-time option. And the minimum ticket size to start your journey will be predetermined by the system and mentioned right over here. Now, the next thing that you will have to do is you'll have to follow the same step-by-step process which you followed on the desktop version. So now what are we going to do? We are going to click on the confirm amount button. Once we click on confirm amount, this page opens up where the set of stocks or ETFs are mentioned, just like how we saw it for the growth and income small case. And you will be able to see the set of ETFs or a stock or the stocks that are part of this particular basket, the current market price and the quantity. And you will be able to see the buy orders. Below the page, you are able to see something called as invest now. And in order to proceed, you will have to click on the invest now button. Once you click on the invest now button, you will notice that the button changes to working, and this will last for about 2 seconds, post which you will see this particular screen, that is placing your order screen. So here you will have to wait for a couple of moments, about 6 to 7 seconds, for the orders to get placed. All these orders will be placed directly on your own Kotak Securities account. So once this is done, you will also see the waiting for orders status screen immediately, and you will be able to see that all the orders have been filled. So what this means is that we have managed to successfully invest in this particular basket. Now, to proceed, we will have to click on the See Investments tab over there. So once we click on See Investments, it will take you to your investments where you will see the current value of your investments, and you will also be able to see the small case that you invested in under your satellite investments. We can see equity and gold over there. So we can click on equity and gold, and we will be able to see the current value, the constituents of the stocks, the total returns that it has been able to generate. Now, when we scroll down, we will be able to see again two options. One, as you can see on the screen on the bottom, you will be able to see start SIP option, and you will be able to see invest more option. So if you wish to invest more in this particular small case, you can click on the invest more option. And again, the system will ask you to confirm the investment amount with which you wish to invest more. You can proceed with the minimum investment amount, or you can invest more. and you can click on confirm. So once you do that, the orders will get placed, and that investment amount will be added to your current portfolio. If you wish to start an SIP, what you have to do is over here, you can see the start SIP button on the bottom left side to the invest mode. So once you click on that, this particular page opens up where, again, just like how we saw in the desktop version, the system will ask you to select your SIP start date, your SIP frequency, the amount that you wish to invest with, and proceed with that. So if you wish to select your SIP date, click on that particular option over there, and this calendar page will open up where you can choose the date of your SIP, the start date of your SIP. Post that, you can click on the select frequency option, and you will be able to see four options available. For some small cases, it could be different. You can select the frequency that you're comfortable with, and then you can click on start SIP, and the constituents will be made visible to you. You can click on start SIP, continue, and then you can see that the SIP has been activated. And this is the process on the mobile walkthrough or the mobile application that you have in order to start your SIP. So similarly, just like how we saw on the desktop, if you wish to edit your SIP, in case you want to edit your SIP date, your SIP amount, your SIP frequency, you can click on the edit also auto SIP option available here and edit it. In case you want to end the SIP, you can click on the end SIP option and end it over there. If you wish to exit out of a small case, right over here, you will be able to see the exit small case option. You can click on exit small case, and it will tell you the set of constituents that it will be exiting out of. You can click on exit small case again to confirm. The same working screen that will be shared will be shown to you. The button will now become working for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then it will ask you to confirm, and then you will be able to successfully exit out of the small case. Before that happens, the placing your order screen will come through. Now, when you can see all the orders have been filled, that basically means that we have managed to successfully exit out of that particular small case. And once you have exited, a summary will be given where the exit date will be mentioned, the invested date will be mentioned, and the total returns will be mentioned in rupees. So this should basically give all the users idea about how to enter a small case, exit a small case, and so on. So with that said, I hope that with today's session, all the users had a good idea as to how to start your investment journey, edit your SIP, end your SIP, and so on. So with that said, I'm keeping the floor open. अगर आपके पास कोई भी questions है, you can ask me. So अगर आपके पास जो भी small clarifications है, doubts है, you can post it in the comment section, and immediately मैं वो उठा के आपको वो चीज क्लैरिफाई कर लूंगा. So the first question is, what is the brokerage in small cases? So Mr. Bharadwaj, brokerage in small case, there is no brokerage for small case specifically. When you place any small case order on the Kotak platform, there will be a one-time fee of 100 rupees plus GST. So this is the fee that the small case platform charges as an execution fee. तो यहाँ पे ये डिपेंड नहीं करता है कि whether you are investing 5,000 rupees in the small case, 50,000 rupees, 1 lakh, it doesn't matter. One time fee of 100 plus 18 rupees GST will be applicable. इसके अलावा अगर आप ब्रोकरेज चार्जेस के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे ब्रोकरेज चार्जेस जो भी आपके कोटक अकाउंट में है वो चार्ज किया जाएगा. सो एसेंशियली क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे, when you are investing in a small case, you're buying the small case stocks, you're buying stocks that are a part of that small case, and when you're exiting the small case, these stocks are being sold. तो बेसिकली ये स्टॉक ट्रांजैक्शंस है. तो जो भी ट्रांजैक्शनल कॉस्ट आप इनकर करने वाले हैं, जनरली स्पीकिंग, ट्रेडिंग करते वक्त या इन्वेस्टिंग करते वक्त, वही सेट ऑफ चार्जेस यहाँ पे भी एप्लीकेबल होगा. So if you are not aware of your broking charges, what you can do is ring up the Kotak Securities customer care number, and you can give them your client code or your trading code, and they will be able to give you information on what your brokerage structure is. So Arup, I believe the question that you're asking is, can you get a recording of this particular session? So this particular session will be available on YouTube. At any point of time, you can come over, you can check out the Kotak Securities the channel, and over here you will be able to find this recording for your reference. So I hope that you can use it at any point of time. So can you talk about if we set up an automated account debit from Kotak Mahindra bank account? Yes, it is possible. अगर आपको एक ऑटो SIP सेटअप करना है या ऑटो डेबिट फंक्शनैलिटी सेटअप करना है, तो you can link your Kotak Securities account with your Kotak Mahindra bank account, and it will become a little more seamless. It will become more efficient. So for all of you who are asking options related questions, so options are not a part of any small case. Small case is for investments only, and यहाँ पे सिर्फ direct equity long only positions लिया जाता है. So we do not have the concept of shorting in small case, and small case is a platform where you explore multiple portfolios, and अगर आपको एक portfolio अच्छा लगा तो आप उसमें invest करते हैं. वही है small case concept. So we have already done a session previously. You can explore the Kotak Securities YouTube channel and just type small case there. वहां पे हमने detailed explanation दिया है कि एक small case product क्या होता है. So you can refer to that and then come to this video where you will understand what small cases are better. Thank you, Suresh. So Valecha has a question. Should the transactions be done in market hours only? So यहाँ पे क्या होने वाला है मिस्टर वलेचा? So अगर आप ये ऑर्डर्स मार्केट आवर्स में प्लेस कर रहे हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल, देन जैसे मैंने दिखाया स्क्रीन को शेयर करके आपको, तो एग्जैक्टली वैसे ऑर्डर्स एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएंगे. अभी मान लीजिए मार्केट्स बंद है, या एक ट्रेडिंग हॉलीडे है, या सैटरडे है, संडे है, जहां पे मार्केट खुला नहीं होता है. वो सिचुएशंस में भी आप प्रोसीड कर सकते हैं. लेकिन जब ऑर्डर प्लेसमेंट का टाइम आएगा, जब लास्ट में ऑर्डर्स प्लेस होते जाएंगे, तब पेंडिंग ऑर्डर्स प्लेस हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि मार्केट्स बंद होता रहता है. देयर विल नॉट बी एनी सेलर टू बाइट फ्रॉम. तो ऑल द ऑर्डर्स विल बी प्लेस्ड एज पेंडिंग ऑर्डर्स. नेक्स्ट डे जब मार्केट खुलता है, तब whatever is the current price at that point of time, it will get executed at that point of time for the current market price. So आपको एक या दिन तक वेट करना पड़ेगा, जब मार्केट खुलेगा तब सभी ऑर्डर्स एग्जीक्यूट हो जाएंगे. तो आई होप दैट आई हैव क्लैरिफाइड टू यू ओवर देयर. So the next question is, instead of partial based amount, I want to sell select shares out of small case. So how do I do it? So Viveka, I think that you were a little late to the session. We have actually shown all the users how you can head over to the investments tab. You can select any small case of your choice. You can click on the manage button, and you can basically edit stocks, remove stocks, or you can increase the holding of one particular stock. You can even add stocks by heading over to the search bar over there. So if you have missed that particular part, you can come to the, once this session is done, the video will still be available on the official channel. So you can come there and go through it, in a detailed manner. So over there, you will be able to find it. So Gajendra, you have a question. Small case से कैसे कर सकते हैं for DSA? I'm not sure what you mean by this. What you can do is maybe rephrase that question. आप फिर से थोड़ा सा डिटेल्ड वे में डाल दीजिए क्वेश्चन को, मैं आंसर कर लूंगा. So at what time SIP will be executed? At 9:15 it is a bit risky as the volumes are too low. No, actually speaking, when the markets open, that is when you find the highest amount of volumes, and that is where it becomes more easy to execute the orders. So when the markets open is when the volumes will peak out, and then gradually the volumes decline, and again when the markets are closing, the volumes peak out. So the best or the highest amount of volume is available generally when the markets have just opened. So how to review all the small case portfolios? So if you want to review it, I'm assuming you want to review the small cases before investing in the small case. In such cases, what you have to do is, like I have shown on the screen, come to kotaksecurities.com. Under products, come to value added features. वहां पे नीचे आपको स्टॉक बास्केट बोल के दिखाई देगा ब्रैकेट में स्मॉल केस. वहां पे क्लिक कीजिए एंड डिस्कवर पेज पे ऑल स्मॉल केसेस पे क्लिक कीजिए. ये करने से आपको पूरा लिस्ट ऑफ स्मॉल केसेस मिल जाएगा। रिटर्न्स के हिसाब से भी वहां पे एक डिमार्केशन होगा जहां पे रिटर्न्स भी मेंशन किया जाता है। वहां पे आप एक्सप्लोर कीजिए, नेम्स को देके पहले एक्सप्लोर कीजिए कि कौन सा सेट ऑफ स्मॉल केसेस आर गुड फॉर यू। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट यू कैन क्लिक ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर स्मॉल केस, read about it thoroughly, see the performance, see what is the investment amount, can that investment amount be comfortable for you, and then uh, basically see whether you can start your investment journey. So that is how you can go ahead and explore all the small cases. इसके अलावा लेफ्ट साइड पे एक फिल्टर ऑप्शन भी है, मल्टीपल फिल्टर ऑप्शंस है, तो वहां पे आप वोलेटिलिटी के साथ फिल्टर मार सकते हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल, वोलेटिलिटी मींस risk levels. So low volatility means the portfolio fluctuates less. High volatility means the portfolio fluctuates more. So वैसे volatility के साथ आप फिल्टर लगा सकते हैं, एक स्ट्रेटेजी के साथ फिल्टर लगा सकते हैं, इन्वेस्टमेंट अमाउंट के साथ फिल्टर लगा सकते हैं। तो लेफ्ट साइड पे वो आप एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं। What you can do is, since I have not covered that in this particular session, you can go back to the previous session that we had conducted on the Kotak platform. So you can go and search for that particular video on YouTube, on the Kotak home, that is the official channel, and आपको वहां पे वो मिल जाएगा. So in that there is a detailed explanation about this. I hope that you will take the time to go out there and have a look at that particular video. So may I ask which one you prefer, mutual fund investment or small case? So Ram Prakash, this is a question that we commonly keep getting from many users. So mutual funds and small cases are different set of products. So each set of products will have its own set of users. Small cases, and both have their own sets of benefits. Small cases are meant for those set of users who want to participate in the direct equity markets directly, and it is meant for those users who wish to manage their own portfolios, who wish to have more flexibility and control over their own portfolios, because small cases allows you to do that, as we had seen in this particular session. So that is the difference between these two products. So it really depends on what the user is looking out for, and accordingly they can select that particular investment vehicle. So the next question is, can we modify the portfolio before buying it first time? Yes, it is absolutely possible. What you have to do is click on any small case of your choice. वहां पे ओवरव्यू सेक्शन बोल के आपको अबाउट द स्मॉल केस एक राइटअप होता है। उसके नेक्स्ट पे आपको स्टॉक्स एंड वेट्स बोल के एक सेक्शन होता है। आपको स्टॉक्स एंड वेट्स क्लिक करना पड़ेगा और थोड़ा नीचे स्क्रॉल डाउन कीजिए। वहां पे आपको एक पाई चार्ट मिल जाएगा जहां पे सेक्टर वाइज ब्रेकअप होता है। तो उसके नीचे आपको कस्टमाइज स्मॉल केस बोल के एक ऑप्शन दिखाई देता है। वहां पे आपको कस्टमाइज क्लिक करना पड़ेगा, एंड यू कैन चेंज द पोर्टफोलियो इवन बिफोर यू बाय, एंड देन यू कैन क्लिक ऑन इन्वेस्ट नाउ. So that is also possible. So if I'm running through it quickly, and if you're not able to grasp it immediately, the video is always there. You can come and refer to it, and hopefully you will get the idea of how to do it. Yes, Amir, we have shown you the desktop walkthrough also in this particular session itself. Maybe आपने थोड़ा लेट से ज्वाइन किया है। ये सेशन खत्म होने के बाद आप इस वीडियो को फिर से एक बार रेफर कीजिए। डेस्कटॉप वॉकथ्रू भी अवेलेबल है इस वीडियो में। So stocks, next question is a good question from Praful. Stocks in a small case are selected on what basis? So good question. हर एक स्मॉल केस के लिए एक अलग सा फिलॉसफी होता है। फिलॉसफी माने एक स्ट्रेटेजी होता है। तो जो हमने एक बास्केट में इन्वेस्ट किया अभी ग्रोथ एंड इनकम बोल के, तो ग्रोथ एंड इनकम स्मॉल केस में द स्ट्रेटेजी इज अ स्मॉल कैप बेस्ड portfolio which is designed using something called as Kevin Matras criteria. You can go and read about it later. Similarly, हमारे पास एक small case है dividend aristocrats which is based on dividend. Similarly, there is a great basket called Kuber basket which you can explore, which comes at a lower ticket size, in which we invest in high dividend yield stocks. So similarly, and I think the dividend yield of that particular portfolio itself is more than 6% as of today. You'll have to verify it. Apart from that, we have multiple strategies. For example, asset allocation strategies, jahan pe there is a small case called all weather investing, in which we invest in not only equity but also gold and debt. Similarly, we have strategies such as growth based strategies, thematic strategies, जहां पे एक थीम को पकड़ते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, there is a small case called electric mobility, in which we invest in those stocks which have which or in those stocks or those companies which are moving towards electric vehicles. क्योंकि आगे जाके हम सब लोगों को पता है कि we will be moving towards electric vehicles, if not today, tomorrow, or a couple of years down the line. So demand for electric vehicles is going to increase. So if I want to play on a theme like this, or if I want to invest in a theme like this, then we have a portfolio in which we take only those stocks which are moving towards electric vehicles, or those stocks which are supplying parts, or it's an ancillary set of companies which are supplying or having to do something with the electric vehicle sector. Because when demand for electric vehicle sector increases, the demand for what these companies are producing also will increase. So if we want to play on a theme like that, such a theme is available. You can take a look at the performance, you can take a look at whether it fits your requirement, and if it does, you can do so. So similarly, all small cases are created with a certain philosophy or with a certain idea in mind. वो आपको अबाउट द सेक्शन पे मिल जाता, अबाउट द स्मॉल केस सेक्शन पे मिलता है. आप एक डिटेल्ड वे में उसको देख लीजिए, एंड आप अगर आपको पूरा वो समझ में आ रहा है, पूरा आपको वो फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू हैव एन एक्साइटमेंट फैक्टर अबाउट इट, यू कैन स्टार्ट योर जर्नी फ्रॉम देयर. And the step by step journey to start it has been explained in this particular session, so hopefully you can refer it at any point of time. So SIP amount is debited from the trading account or bank account. It will be debited from the trading account, but if you have a Kotak bank account linked with your Kotak Securities account, then it can be debited from the Kotak bank account too. How can margin trading facility be availed for a small case? So I don't know exactly what you mean, Govind. If you're asking if small case related shares or the part of that particular small case, those shares can be pledged, and if can margin be taken on that, the answer is yes. You can speak to your respective relationship manager or the RMS team. If you have contact details, they'll be able to help you over there. So is it possible to compare the small case performance with a mutual fund scheme? Not directly. What you can do is take any scheme of your choice, any small case of your choice, and compare it side by side manually. But on the platform, there is no such provision. You're welcome, Ram Prakash. So can we invest in small case using some other funds? If you could elaborate it, Harish, I think that would be better. Otherwise, what you can do is reach out to your relationship manager. Depending on your account, he'll be able to clarify it for you. You're welcome, Rajat. Bhuvaneshwari, again, you can reach out to your relationship manager, and they will be able to guide you better on that. I think that all the questions have been answered, which are being asked by the audience. So I thank. So there is one more question. Is it possible to link credit in auto for bank other than Kotak Bank? For example, HDFC, SBI. I believe it is not possible, Neeraj. I think it would be better if you speak to your relationship manager on this. As per my understanding, it is not possible. But if whatever however your RM is able to guide you, I think that that would be better for you. So I think that all the questions have been addressed. Thanks a lot, everyone, for taking your time out, coming over to this session, and going through the step-by-step process of how to invest in small cases. I hope that all of you take a liking towards this amazing product that we have designed, and the popularity of the product has been exploding in the past couple of years, and the feedback that we have been getting from users and the appreciation that we're getting from users about small case products has been phenomenal, and we thank all the users for it. And for those of you who have not started your investment journey in small cases, I would humbly request you to head over to the platform today, take a look at small cases as such. If you have any queries, you can always drop a mail to or reach out to your Kotak RM, and they will be able to assist you better on this. So I hope to see all of you in a future session. We'll be conducting sessions regularly at regular intervals with Kotak. And I really hope that all of you would come over to the next session, which we'll be having on a totally different topic. And I hope to interact with all of you going forward. So thanks a lot, everyone. Take care. Bye.